Is completing your online 200-hour yoga teacher training possible when you're working a full-time job? So far, the answer is yes. If you're new here, my name is Lauren McNabb, aka The Green Mage with Green Mage Wellness. And this channel is mostly dedicated to my massage practice, and I also have a health and wellness podcast called the Wave Wellness Podcast. Now, I am less than a month into my yoga teacher training, my YTT200 with my vinyasa practice. And I wanted to kind of vlog my experience, but life's been a little hectic lately and I've gotten away from recording daily videos. So I wanted to make this just to kind of summarize what my experience has been so far during Unit 1 of the course. So, a little about me and what's going on in my life. I am a full-time massage therapist. I work for myself from home. I homeschool my 8-year-old son. My husband has a microgreens farm here at home as well that I help him run and make deliveries for. And also, the same week that I started my yoga teacher training, I actually picked up a second job working overnight doing massage for poker players at a local poker club. So I have been extremely busy, and I think that's part of the reason why I put off my yoga teacher training for so long, because it is something I've wanted to do for a really long time. I was just always worried about actually committing the time to do it. And now I ended up starting it in one of the busiest times in my life, but I've still been getting some work done. And so that's what I wanted to share with y'all and kind of let you know, if you're wanting to start yoga teacher training on the side and maybe you work full time and you're a parent or working multiple jobs, it is still possible. The online course is very flexible. It's go at your own pace. And I'm going to briefly go over the requirements for Unit 1 because that's what I've done so far. And there are, so I'm going through my vinyasa practice out of Austin, Texas. I did my Ayurvedic nutrition coaching through them right here. You can see my vinyasa practice. That's my Ayurvedic nutrition certificate. And I'm also a vegan nutrition coach and a certified health and wellness coach. And I'm actually just getting started on health coaching as well. I'm starting to take on clients for that. So like I said, I've been very busy, but I have all my requirements here for Unit 1 and I'm almost done with them. And it's only been a couple weeks. So in this video, I'm going to throw in some of the videos that I did take kind of throughout the past couple weeks. But I got away from recording because really most of what I was doing was just reading in my downtime, and that wasn't really exciting enough to record. I was doing my reading like while my son was at Taekwondo or between clients at the poker room. So let's go over the first part of the training, what's required in Unit 1, and I'm going to show you my study materials as well. So the first thing you need is a journal. This is just a notebook, a blank notebook that I had laying around, or maybe I started something in it and tore a few pages out. But this is for just journaling about how you're feeling. So I kept up with that for a day or two. And I've been taking notes on, sun salutations, because several of the video lectures are asanas and the breakdown of the asanas as well as cueing. And so I've been writing all of that down. And I've gone through about 4 asanas and 2 sun salutations. And those are all my notes so far. So, of course, they do encourage that you journal regularly. I have not kept up with that. But I'm kind of using this as my journal. My blog is my journal. And they also, so the course is online and so is the manual, but you do have the option to get a manual printed. You can print it not through My Vinyasa Practice, but they do have a link to an online store that will print it for you either in color or black and white. However, it was much more affordable for me to download it and print it through Office Depot. And so that's what I did. It has, you know, the nice plastic cover and plastic backing and the little spiral here. And so it's really easy to just flip and, you know, color on it, highlight. I'm a pen and paper person. If you're a digital person, you don't have to do this at all. The manual is available to download totally for free and included. But like I said, I wanted something I could actually write on and physically take with me. So there's that. And then the 2 required books are the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, and I'm halfway through because that was for Unit 1. We'll talk about that. And the second book is Light on Yoga by B.K.S. Iyengar. This is a much thicker book, but this actually has different asanas in it, whereas the Yoga Sutras is philosophy. So I'm just going to kind of briefly look at my little to-do list that I made myself. So this is everything. Just to give you an example, I'm not going to run through the whole course. You can go to My Vinyasa Practice's website and look at all their courses and look at the breakdowns. And you'll be able to see at least what all the different units are and what you'll be learning in each one. But the assignments for Unit 1 were setting up your journal. So I did that. And the instructions are in the manual like I showed you. Reading and doing a few activities out of the manual. Reading the contemplation, so book 1 of the Yoga Sutras, and reading 2 chapters in the manual. So the manual has, you know, some information and then some activities. Like you can see I did one of the activities here. And then, you know, chapter 1, history of yoga, etc. And so that was 27 pages in the manual that I went through for Unit 1. I read the first part of the Yoga Sutras, which was 72 pages. And then there were also several video lectures on the website itself. They have a really nice, really easy to navigate online school. When I did my Ayurvedic training, they were on a different platform, but they moved in the last year or so to this new platform, and it's really nice. And you can access it from your phone. You can access it from your computer, of course. And so I still have 2 longer video lectures to listen to about the Yoga Sutras. I think they're both 4 hours each. And then there will be a quiz at the end. So it's very straightforward. Everything's laid out for you really nicely. Like I said, I was able to just kind of make myself a to-do list for section 1. And so I knew all the assignments I needed to get done. And then, of course, they also have requirements for you to finish the course. And they also have a ton of resources for you as well. So, of course, there are requirements for graduation as well. You do have to have 48 hours of either like personal practice, which can be yoga sequencing or meditation. It can also be attending one of their online classes. But the nice thing is everything's recorded. You do get a calendar of all the Zoom meetings that they're hosting, whether that's study hours or lessons and lectures. They aren't required, but the hours are required. So you get to kind of pick and choose what interests you, what you want to learn more about, because they do teach yoga therapy at the school as well. So you can kind of hop into some of those lectures, which is nice. And those all count towards your hours for graduation. You do also have sequences that you have to do later in the course, and I'm looking forward to those. And then at the end, I believe there is an exam as well as a written essay. So I know you might be thinking, that sounds like a lot. Well, it is. There's a lot to yoga, and I don't think it's something that you should just jump into, even if you are passionate about yoga or have been practicing a long time. Yeah, sure, technically, you don't legally need any kind of certification, but there's actually so much more to it than just the asanas, just sequencing. And this course so far is giving me a really good, solid foundation, as far as the history of yoga and honoring that lineage, as well as, teaching the asanas properly, um, and making sure that people are going to be safe in your class. I think that's very important. And while it is a lot of work, right? It's 200 hours that, you have to squeeze in somewhere. I've been able to make it work. You watch a video here and there, do an activity when you have time. Um, right now, I just have to squeeze in, 2 more 4-hour lectures, but you don't have to sit down and listen to all 4 hours at once. Do 30 minutes here and there, take your notes, and get back to it. So, even if you have basically 3 jobs plus homeschooling, like I do, if it's something that it's important to you and you're passionate about it, you'll find the time to do it. Whether that means waking up earlier to get, a quick practice in and do a little bit of homework, or doing it after dinner instead of watching TV, or staying up late reading. Or like what I've been doing is bringing my book to work and between clients reading a little bit. You'll make time to do it. So whether you get through this course in 6 weeks or 6 months, it is extremely flexible and I highly recommend it. So here are a few videos that I shot over the past few weeks of me getting my work done just throughout the day. Again, I didn't get everything because a lot of it was just reading at work. But here's a little bit of what I did at home. It's my first day of yoga teacher training. I do have work in a couple hours, so I have to get ready for work, but I'm going to see what I can get done this morning. I have reading to do, I have journaling to do, setting up some things. So yeah, come with me. This is Yoga Teacher Training Day 1. I always start my day off with some CCFT with juniper berry, butterfly leaf, flower, yacon syrup, and a little lime juice. If you're familiar with Ayurveda at all, you know that just helps kind of ignite your digestion in the morning. So I make that every morning. And I'm also going to walk on the treadmill for a little bit, maybe get some yoga in. So for school, I have to do 48 hours of personal practice, meditation, or community involvement, which is like going to classes and lectures and stuff like that online, or to go to like other classes locally. So I want to make sure I have time to do like an actual full like 30-minute or hour class. So I might do that later, but right now I'm going to walk. I'm taking my course through my vinyasa practice. I've done a few other courses with them. I'm also just signed up for a lot of them. But I have completed my Ayurvedic nutrition. I went through the sound healing. I just haven't gotten certified yet. I'm saving that now for a CE. But here is the 200-hour yoga training that I'm doing. And I've already read through a lot of this. They give you a lot of information as far as, how to access everything and all your resources. And here's my assignment for today or this week. So I need to set up my journal, do some reading in the manual, do an activity, do another activity in the manual, read part of my book, and read some more things in the training manual. And this also had pronunciation of a few of the asanas and some vocabulary for the week. I don't have a journal. I mean, I do. I have like a lot of little notebooks. I'm just like a notebook collector. I mean, I have just little notebooks everywhere that I take notes for my different classes and stuff. My favorite little notebook that I just saved forever and finally used for vegan nutrition coach training, I think is what's in here.
So I don't know. I need to watch the video how to set up your journal to know exactly what they're looking for. Like, do I need to go buy a journal? Can I use a sketchbook? I'll run to Dollar Tree if I need something else. So yeah, I'm not sure what that's for yet. We'll figure it out. And so here's, the different lectures I'll be listening to for this section, it looks like, as well as practicing some asanas and some vocabulary and an activity. And so there's 8 sections plus the practicum. So I think getting through one section every 2 weeks is going to be a goal for me. I also took some time today to, hey baby, Sprout, you can be in the video. Hi baby. Sprout hung out with me while I studied today. Yes, he did. I spent some time today just kind of pulling up all the resources. So I had everything. Like, these are all the recorded lectures I can watch, some other sequences. And then they give you a spreadsheet to use to keep track of your personal practice or any of the lectures you attend, any outside yoga classes you attend. You have to have 48 hours of practice. So I love that they already have this as a template. I just put in personal practice. I'm about to do a restorative video off of YouTube. And that was just one of the examples on there. And then they also gave you pronunciation of the Sanskrit, which is really cool. Okay, so it's the end of day 1. I wanted to show you what I did. So what I did do is go through the beginning of this section. It tells you like all your assignments for that section. So I wrote them down so I could mark them off as I did them. So I did the reading, I set up my journal, I did the other reading and the activity in the manual here. So there's my notes from that. I still have to read chapter 1, History of Yoga, and then chapter 2, Yoga Sutras right after that. So that is on my to-do list for tomorrow. My schedule was pretty light today for work, and it's pretty light again tomorrow, but I have other stuff to do. But for sure this week. It's not that much. I'm trying to actually find it. It's really not that much reading. So 2 chapters out of the manual. And I need to read the contemplation part of the Yoga Sutras. And I've gotten through the introduction. But book 1, so it's quite a bit. It's like page 1 through 73. Is that much of the book. So it's about a third or a fourth of the book. So again, that's not something I'm going to be able to do in a day. Hopefully within a week or 2. And then on the website itself, like on the course, there are different lectures to listen to. That was yoga teacher training day 1. I'm going to do my yoga now. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yoga teacher training day 2. A tracker. I woke up a little late, so I don't think I'll have time to do any asana this morning. I'm going to listen to one of the lectures while I make breakfast, and hopefully have time to at least start reading the history of yoga while I eat breakfast. We'll see. My schedule's pretty light today too, so I'll have time to do more later. Day 3 of training. I got some reading done last night at my son's class, and this morning I have some deliveries to do, so I have about an hour commute, so 30 minutes there and 30 minutes back, and I'm going to listen to a few more of the lectures. I did also get some new school supplies. I don't know if anyone else gets excited about new school supplies, but I got little mini sticky notes, so this will be really good for my manual and the books. A fresh box of sharpened pencils, some highlighters. It doesn't come with purple, unfortunately, but my purple highlighter is still going strong, so we're okay. and some G2 pens because they're the best, obviously. So last night, not right before bed, but kind of before bed, like after dinner, I did do a 30-minute back pain flow on YouTube, so I'm feeling pretty good today. The restorative I did overstretched me, I think. So I'm feeling better today, and my goal today is to finish my reading in my manual and get through a few lectures and read a bit more into the Yoga Sutras. I think I'm still like in the introduction, so I'd like to get a good chunk out of the portion on contemplation as well, because it is my day off, so I want to get done as much as I can and do some journaling. Actually, I'm going to do that first before I leave.
Okay, I'm home alone. I've gotten everything else done that I need to do almost, and I've watched all the videos up until this point. I'm going to learn sun salutations, so I'm just going to do this 12-minute class sequence, and then I have my podcast to record. And then I have work tonight. I got called into work to my second job. So this will be it for school today. It's the end of day 3. It's about 11:20 at night. I got called into work, but they didn't need me after all. But I have all this energy because I had a huge dinner and I've been drinking liquid IV all day, thinking I would be up all night. So I got a little bit more reading in. See y'all tomorrow for day 4. I chose my vinyasa practice for my yoga teacher training because I had already done my Ayurvedic nutrition coaching training with them, and I really liked the instructors and I liked the format. And I also plan on taking more courses with them in the future, and I may even end up doing my yoga therapy training there. My personal goal isn't just to be a yoga teacher. I don't really have an interest in teaching big classes. I would much rather work one-on-one or in very small or specified groups, which kind of leans more towards yoga therapy. I'm already a massage therapist, so I'm already really familiar with body work, and I'm also a health coach. And honestly, yoga therapy kind of combines those two things as far as helping heal the body and helping the client heal their body through movement and other things that go in with that. So that's my long-term goal, but the first step is getting my YTT200 and then getting a year of training under my belt. That's going to wrap up our video for today. I hope you learned something. I hope this helped encourage you if you're thinking about doing an online yoga teacher training but are worried about where you're going to fit it in with your schedule. It might take time. That's okay. Just keep at it. There's no rush. Yoga's not going anywhere. You'll get there when you're meant to. Just make time, make it a priority to study, and just get a little bit done and take little bite-sized chunks of things at a time. You don't have to sit down over a whole weekend and do a whole unit at once. It's okay if all you did that day was a 5-minute meditation or reading a little bit, or if you had to miss a few days because life got super busy. It's okay. Please follow along for the rest of my journey. I will be making more videos as I go on throughout the course, and I'll keep you guys updated about how I'm keeping this integrated into my busy schedule and how I'm feeling personally. I'm already feeling stronger, honestly, already feeling better in my personal yoga practice. So be sure to like and subscribe and turn notifications on so you can follow along for the rest of the journey. And if you are on this journey, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're at, if you're thinking about it, or if you've done online yoga teacher training and you have advice for others who are going through it or thinking about going through with it. Leave a comment of encouragement and advice. We appreciate it. So thank you so much for watching. This has been Lauren McNabb, the Green Mage with Green Mage Wellness. Namaste.